He waved to the crowd as they wheeled him off. 1 second, Cam Skattebo was the rookie everyone was celebrating. The next, the stadium went quiet and you knew something very bad had happened. By the end of the night, the diagnosis was confirmed: a dislocated right ankle, surgery scheduled, and the Giants facing the near-certain loss of their breakout rookie for the rest of 2025. Rotors, this wasn't a standard in-game limp or ankle roll. The footage and eyewitness accounts show his lower leg get pinned and twist in a way that made players and coaches immediately call for medical help. He was put in an air cast, carted off, and taken to a local hospital where the team said he would have surgery Sunday night. That sequence, cart, hospital, surgery, is the worst case flow for skill position players because it usually means structural damage that can't be patched overnight. Let's be blunt about what the numbers mean. Skattebo was not just a rookie role player. He'd become a central piece of the Giants' identity this season. A bursty, game-changing back who tallied noteworthy production and quickly gained trust from teammates and coaches. Through 8 games, he'd piled up meaningful yards and touchdowns. Losing that kind of talent isn't just a stat problem, it's a momentum and matchup problem. Reuters, how the Giants have to react immediately. The short-term game plan. Expect a committee approach. Tyrone Tracy Jr. was already in line to see more carries and will now be the immediate lead option. Veterans like Devin Singletary and role players will fill passing down and change of pace duties. The playbook will get simpler. Fewer designed off-tackle illusion plays and more high-percentage quick throws, screens, and inside zone runs that don't demand explosive cutting. Protect the rookie QB. Jackson Dart looked visibly shaken on the sideline. The coaching staff must prioritize quick developing concepts to keep third down distances manageable and to limit long boundary stretching runs that expose a makeshift rushing attack. Reset expectations. Opponents will test New York's offensive line and ask the QB to sustain longer drives. The Giants need to win the short yardage battles and control the clock. If they can do that, they stay competitive. If they can't, games will get away fast. Tactical shifts and depth moves already pop up on next week's practice plan. Fox Sports medical reality, what a dislocated ankle usually means. Dislocation implies more than a sprain. There can be ligamentous disruption, fractures, and cartilage damage. The standard course is surgical repair followed by months of rehab and graduated weight bearing. Precedent shows return to play can take near a year for high-demand athletes depending on complications. Tampa Bay's Chris Godwin needed roughly 11 months to return after a similar injury. That's a useful reference point, not a guarantee. Bottom line, even optimistic timelines put him deep into the 2026 recovery window. KCRA now the locker room dimension. Players felt it. You could see it in Jackson Dart's face and in teammates surrounding the cart. Skattebo wasn't only productive, he was a cultural spark. The kind of rookie whose energy changes how a team plays and how fans feel. When that personality is gone, coaches must replace more than plays. They must preserve morale. That requires honest leadership, veteran steadiness, and quick on-field success to prevent the narrative from slipping into injury season despair. Reuters fantasy and roster implications. Quick, practical. Skattebo's fantasy owners need to drop or suspend start expectations immediately. Tyrone Tracy Jr.'s stock jumps into playability territory, and Devin Singletary becomes a touchdown downside handcuff who could get more passing down snaps. For the next few weeks, assume committee volume and temper expectations for huge single-game upside until one back clearly separates. G-Men HQ, what to watch next week. Immediate signals that tell the true state of the team. 1. Snap distribution in Week 9. If Tracy gets 60 to 70% of early down snaps, the Giants are committing to a lead-back approach. 2. Quick game volume for Dart. More screens, slants, and checkdowns mean coaches are protecting him and acknowledging they can't rely on explosive runs. 3. Play calling balance. If the team still runs high-risk, high-reward plays early, that suggests either a lack of confidence in the backup plan or a desire to keep playmakers involved. Expect the former. Fox Sports longer-term prognosis and optics. Every recovery is patient and injury-specific. Some players come back fully, others never regain pre-injury explosiveness. Skattebo's age and youth are positives. Younger bodies can heal faster. But that doesn't erase the reality of surgery, rehab, and the careful load management required for a running back who relies on cutting and burst. The Giants must plan for both immediate roster patchwork this season and a long-term development plan for the 2026 campaign. KCRA, a quick note about accountability and tone. Now is not the hour for second-guessing hits, tweets, or hot takes. It's the hour for accurate reporting, medical updates, and supporting a player who just had his rookie season snapped in a single play. Fans will debate replays, officiating, and game strategy. That's inevitable. But the immediate priority is the health update and respectful patience until surgeons and team doctors release a clear rehab timeline. AP News closing. Imagine him waving, a small, brave gesture, leaving the field with a cart and an entire franchise holding its breath. That image will stick. The Giants will adapt on the field. The team will try to win games without its spark. But right now, the story is simple and human. A young man's season was taken in a heartbeat. Surgery and recovery lie ahead. We'll follow the updates, surgical report, rehab milestones, and the backfield's evolution. For tonight, send good thoughts. And remember this line, football will move on tomorrow, but how a team responds to moments like this is the real measure of its character. Cam Skattebo's rookie year just crashed to a halt, and the shot felt like it landed in slow motion. During the second quarter Sunday, Skattebo's right leg got pinned underneath him on contact, his ankle bending the wrong way, and he was immediately surrounded by teammates. Medical staff applied an air cast. He was carted off the field and taken to a Philadelphia hospital for surgery after the Giants confirmed he suffered a dislocated ankle. The team later said he's scheduled for further evaluation and treatment tonight. Giants.com. This isn't a one-week injury. A dislocation usually means torn ligaments, surgery, and a long rehab timeline. The kind of thing that pulls a rookie off the map for the rest of a season and turns a promising breakout into a recovery story. The Giants have already ruled him out for the remainder of the year. That's brutal. The kid was one of the few consistent sparks in New York's offense, and now the offense has to regroup without him. Giants.com. Skattebo's production made him more than a novelty. Through 8 games, he had been a regular playmaker. Explosive runs, a nose for the end zone, and real chemistry with rookie QB Jackson Dart. Losing 410 rushing yards, 207 receiving yards, and the burst that made defenses honest will force scheming changes and create holes the Giants must fill immediately. This isn't just losing a running back, it's losing a source of momentum and identity for an offense that desperately needs both. Reuters. So what happens now for New York? The short answer, quick roster triage. Backup Tyrone Tracy Jr. and the rest of the depth chart will see enlarged roles right away, and coaches will inevitably alter game plans to protect the passing game and lean on ball control. There's also an old but true NFL ritual. You scour the waiver wire, make the phone calls, and maybe add a veteran name to steady the room. None of that replaces Skattebo's freak plays, but the team has to find ways to survive the immediate weeks. Big Blue View. The human part of this can't be overstated. Teammates were visibly shaken on the sideline. This was a moment that stopped a stadium. For a rookie, the mental side of recovery, confidence, explosiveness, trusting the repaired ankle, is as important as the physical healing. The organization now needs to protect him from the temptation to rush back, give him top-tier medical care, and manage the rehab timeline carefully year 2 isn't jeopardized. The early medical steps look decisive. Surgery and hospital evaluation. That's the right move. Reuters, what you should watch next. The team's roster moves over the next 48 to 72 hours. How offensive play calling shifts toward higher percentage throws and clock control. And how Tyrone Tracy Jr. and anyone else the Giants activate performs with a heavier workload. Also watch what the staff says publicly about Skattebo's prognosis. They'll give incremental updates, but don't expect definitive timelines until post-op assessments are complete. Giants.com. For fans, this is a tough, immediate loss. For Skattebo, it's a fight he didn't ask for, but one he can win with the right rehab, support, and patience. Modern orthopedics and rehab send plenty of players back to full form, but it's a long road. Right now, the only scoreboard that matters is the one in the hospital room. Health first, then the rest. Reuters.